Hey, I am Matt. I'm the interim youth pastor here, and I have a couple of our high school students, Derek and Caleb, with me today. We're going to tell you a little bit about something we've been doing. We've been going to street church as a youth group, and we do this on Saturday once a month. If you don't know what street church is, it's a church that serves the homeless in Hartford. And we go and we give them food and warm clothes and hygiene products right on the steps of the Hartford Town Hall. And we had Brian Bywater speak a couple months ago, and he runs that ministry, so he's a friend of ours. And we just wanted to tell you what that's been like. It's been a great experience for us. So we just went last week, and both these guys came, and actually they've been every time. They've been really helpful and supportive of this. And I don't know if you remember last Saturday, but it was raining and it was cold. And I don't think I was the only one that was like, it's today. We've got to go down there. This is not going to be fun. I mean, not only was the weather bad, but it's 3 hours on Saturday, right in the middle of the day, you know. That feels like a sacrifice to go and do that. But I was, no, this is important. You know, the people there, they need help. This is a good thing to do, and I'm bringing the students, so I had to go. So I went and tried to have a good attitude. But, you know, as soon as I got there, things started happening. You know, the rain stopped. So I couldn't complain about that anymore. And then these people that are in real pain, in real distress in life started coming up to us and taking help from us. And you could see that they're in pain, that they're suffering, and you could see their joy when we helped them. And I started to remember how vital that is to our faith, you know? Our faith isn't one that we just sit here and we get ministered to, but we also go out and serve others. And in serving others, we become an embodiment of the gospel, right? We make a sacrifice for the good of others. And in doing that, we show them how worthwhile they are and how God loves them. So it's really important. And it's been amazing to do this with the teens because you just tell them this is what we're doing and they just dive in. They just go for it, you know? No reservations. And them being there shows people that, you know, it's a safe place. I mean, we're willing to let our kids come there. And it shows them how we care about them. So I don't know. I would love to just ask you guys, what has it been like to be there for you? What have you seen? Derek, you want to go first?
Sure. I feel like going to street church, it's really been opposite of like what you would expect. Like I go there and I think like, oh, it's like loving others, but I feel like going there, like I leave feeling like I receive love from going there. Like it kind of just makes me think just going there and being able to help others when they're like at a low point in their life, it just showed me how God stepped in when we were at a low point in our lives, and it's just encouraging being able to step in and do what God has done for us, to love others when they're hurting and just be able to share with them the hope we have.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Me too. What about you, Caleb?
Yeah, so for street church, I just love how it's like such a really positive environment. Like every time I've gone there, I've always felt like, oh, this is gonna be awkward, like talking to all these homeless people. And when I go there, instead of like feeling afraid or anything, I just feel like God's presence around me the whole time. And it makes me like confident about my faith. And I feel like going into it, most of the time, I think like I'm going there to serve people, to teach them about God. But when I first went there and every week since, something that I've discovered is that when I'm there, while I'm serving people, while I'm teaching them about God, while I'm loving on them, that God's also teaching me, and I should be reflecting upon myself and seeing how I can grow in my faith. And so that's been really cool for me.
Yeah, it's been great to watch you guys do it. Just to echo what they're saying, you know, it almost feels like you're a cup and there's a thirsty person, you know, and God uses you. He fills you up and he gives them a drink, and it's a blessing to be used in that way. And it's, like I said before, I think that's totally vital to us practicing our faith. So it's been great to do it with you guys. Thanks for coming and having such a great attitude about it, even when I don't. So, all right. So these guys are going to do the prayer for us. So, go ahead. It's all yours.
Also, if you guys want to stand for the scripture reading, we're going to be reading Psalm 62, 5 to 12. For God alone, O my soul, wait in silence, for my hope is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress, I shall not be shaken. On God rests my salvation and my glory, my mighty rock, my refuge is God. Trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Those of low estate are but a breath. Those of high estate are a delusion. In the balances they go up. They are together lighter than a breath.